Barnstable Municipal Airport staff are getting ready for JetBlue's inaugural flight. West Barnstable will commemorate Flag Day this weekend, and Town Council meets tonight. We get a preview with Town Council President Jessica Rapcressetti. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, June 12th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mantle. The Barnstable Municipal Airport will welcome JetBlue's inaugural flight June 26th. Airport Manager Bud Brialt says the first flight arrives in Hyannis at 1:05 that afternoon.
We'll be giving them a welcoming salute, if you will, with our fire cannons, water cannons from our trucks. And as they come in and taxi in, and then they'll be met, we're going to have a nice ceremony inside the secure baggage area. And the invited guests will be allowed to participate by getting a gate pass. And passengers on the inaugural flight arriving and those departing will be given special treats from JetBlue and things like that, you know, to welcome them to the new service. So it's quite an exciting thing. They're doing a similar event at JFK Terminal in New York and another one here. There will be a few very brief moments of speeches and then some refreshments, and then the flight starts boarding. They're only on the ground this time for 2 hours. And while they're here, some of our crews are going to be doing hands-on training on that aircraft because we've never had one in here before. So we have to learn how to fuel it, and we have to learn how to take care of it if there's an emergency of some sort. And then they start boarding, and then they leave. Now, normally, they're only on the ground 45 minutes. They'll land, 45 minutes later, they take off.
JetBlue will offer the seasonal service from New York's JFK Airport to Hyannis with one daily flight between June 26th and September 9th. Budget hearings continue before Town Council tonight. Presentations from Public Works, Town Council, Town Manager, and Community Services are anticipated to be heard tonight. Barnstable This Morning host Sarah Colvin got details from Town Council President Jessica Rapcressetti. We share that interview with you now.
Morning, I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me on the phone, I welcome our Town Council President, Jessica Rapcressetti. Jessica, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So budget talks continue for Town Council. Of course, operating budget approvals began last week, and they will continue this week. Talk to me a little bit about what we're anticipating for the agenda.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be very thankful that we're going to have 3 meetings in June because there was an awful lot of information to get through in these meetings, and we went past 11 at our last meeting and only got through 3 of the budgets: the police, the schools, and growth management department. But of course, that accounted for over $72 million worth of our operating budget for FY15. So tonight we'll pick up with the Public Works department. And that includes several enterprise funds, the solid waste, water pollution control, and water supply, as well as their general fund, and then move to the town council and town manager budget. And those really haven't changed except a little bit of contractual increases. And then libraries. I may take the library item, the grant for the libraries, out of order because I know many times the 7 libraries like to be represented by volunteers that are on their boards, and so we might do them first, and so they don't have to wait too long to get through the night.
Sure, and especially with another large department like Public Works on the docket for the evening, we know that will take some time, and so to be able to let those volunteers do their thing and be able to move on with their evening instead of having to sit through a lengthy presentation and debate is definitely a good idea.
That's right. Although, you know, I've had people come up to me after a meeting saying that was very informative after having sit for several hours and watching us live. Some people don't have the opportunity to watch us on cable TV, so the only way they see us is by coming to the meeting. So it's an experience for them, I know, but we don't want to make it uncomfortable for people to sit too long. So, and we'll be lucky if we get through all of those, as well as maybe the regulatory, and then leaving just community services and airport and administrative and preservation fund services, administrative services, and then employee benefits and the Lombard land lease budget and tourism grant. So, those I think might have to be pushed into the following week. So we are going to have 3 meetings in a row, back to back to back.
Indeed, and there's certainly, again, as you said, and I know, in discussions with other counselors, there is so much information in that budget book to digest. Is there anything, extra that you and the counselors do to kind of make sure you're informed going into these meetings?
Well, not only do we have the budget book, but we have privy to last year's budget book, which I find to be very interesting to do a comparative analysis of last year's budget or 2 years previous. Because I have been on the council, this will be my 3rd budget I'm reviewing. But also we have the town manager, assistant town manager, at our disposal for any questions, and they've been very welcoming to the councilors to ask questions and dig into it. And of course, the town manager did do an overview of the budget, and he prepared that in PDF form for us ahead of time too. So, just to point out some of the highlights of the budget. So. There is a lot to take in too, and but the way the budget's presented in the book form this year is very easy to get to each department, and I find it to be very navigable.
It really is, and I know that they kind of completely redesigned the budget for this year, and looking at it, I've been looking at these budgets now for many years, and this one definitely is really easy to understand, and the public can take a look at it as well, and I think they'll find it, informative, not only about the budget, but also about the town itself.
That's right, and they can do that right online. The budget book is right online in PDF form. The other thing, too, is the budget the agenda will also have a first read on a couple of community preservation items, and as you know, those need a first read before they have a public hearing, which would be the public hearing on the 19th. One of those items is the Barnstable Community Horseman Charter Public School. That's quite a mouthful.
It is.
They are requesting $60,000 to support the construction of a new playground at an early. They're a K through 3 school with about 300 students, located right next to the Hyannis Youth and Community Center, and they're looking for some funds to help support a new playground, which is it's needed there, and it's going to be a natural themed playground, and they've done a lot to look for outside sources funding. So this will be funds to help in that endeavor. So
that's great. So Jessica, anything else about tonight's meeting that you'd like to get out there to the public?
No, as I say, once again, if you can't make the meeting and want to comment on an agenda item, feel free to on the website. Just click on the Town Council webpage, and you'll see Submit Comment on an agenda, and we welcome your comments and look forward to hearing from everyone.
Wonderful. Well, Jessica, thank you so much, as always, for joining us to give a preview of the meeting, and we will talk with you again next week. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too as well,
right.
Sarah.
Bye-bye.
And again, Town Council meets tonight at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room. West Barnstable is celebrating Flag Day this Saturday. All are welcome to gather at Meeting House Farm at 2135 Meeting House Way in West Barnstable at 9:30 Saturday morning for the celebration. The short ceremony will include music and readings and will feature a flag retirement ceremony hosted by the West Barnstable Fire Department in accordance with the U.S. government, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the 5 branches of the Armed Forces. The event is organized by the West Barnstable Civic Association and by Meeting House Farm. We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will learn all about the Cotuit-Santuit Historical Museum during our Arts and Culture segment. Plus, we'll chat with Director of Leisure Services, Patty Machado, about all of the summer recreation offerings. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.